Right guys, welcome back to the channel, and as you can see in my hand I have the Wilson Dynapower driver. So able to get me this driver, I've enlisted the help of a good friend of mine and someone who's actually a professional YouTuber, not like me. So Lee Whitaker, come on in young man. This is actually Lee's driver, so we're going to give it a full review today. You might have seen the full review on Lee's channel before. Lee is sponsored by Wilson, so there's a little bit of bias in this video, but we both love Wilson. Who doesn't? After all, they do hold, I think it's the most major winners still to this day. It's a brand that gets forgotten about quite a lot, so yeah, let's give it a full review. Ladies and gentlemen, Lee Whitaker, say hello. Woo!
Professional.
So this is your driver, Lee.
Professional something.
Well, we both give professional golf a go.
I jacked that in after 2 years.
Yeah, I'm
See how long you last.
Yeah, I'm about 6 months in, so yeah. So this is Lee's actual driver. It's a great bit of kit. I've tried this out before. This is in Lee specs, there's no doubt about it. So
man specs.
This is in man spec. Was it X stiff?
It's a 6X Ventus tipped an inch.
So perfect for me, who's pretty much gaming a regular these days. So we're going to hit some balls. We haven't got no numbers, no data. We're just here at the range down at St Mellion. But it's a great driver. This is the carbon version, so you've got the carbon crown. You've got a bit of weighting in the back. You can see the weighting just at the back here. So a bit more carbon top and bottom. The weight is slightly sort of heel biased, but not by much. It's pretty much central, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
whereas the titanium's a bit more heel biased. Titanium's definitely more spinny, definitely more designed for the higher handicap golfer. Whereas this is designed for people like Jeb, who's a professional golfer.
yes, indeed. You will see.
As
you will see
be demonstrated
yeah.
shortly.
We haven't got shot tracer because it's embarrassing.
No, I will edit some shot tracers and send them to him, so he has no choice.
I can't wait for that. So we've initially been giving it a little test. I have anyway, because I was unsure whether to do the review, but I'm a big fan of Wilson, and this driver is fantastic. It looks great behind the ball. Nice carbon crown. I will try and get that into view. Here you can see the carbon crown here. Nice bit of top line there. It's very much a traditional looking club these days, isn't it?
Do you know what it reminded me of when I reviewed it? It was an M2.
Oh, an M2, okay.
And the reason for it, not because I know the M2 was white, but if you look on here,
yeah,
it goes sort of plain coloured into carbon.
Yeah.
And the M2 was the first club to ever do that.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Bit. So when I first looked at this, it looked like an M2 that was with a black bit.
I
it looks like your M2 because you painted it.
True, yeah. So you'd have seen that in one of my recent videos. I've done a comparison with the M2 and the new TaylorMade. I get that. It reminds me as well of the
M2 Custom.
yeah, the custom shop. It reminds me a bit of the LTDX Cobra driver from a couple of years ago. It's got that nice sort of bit of lipstick.
I don't mind it, to be honest.
It's
I quite like this sort of. It's not quite traditional, as in like a Titleist and it's a plain black, but it's definitely out there for what Wilson have ever produced before.
Oh, 100%.
And I know we're in year 2 now of this driver,
yeah,
but this is hands down Wilson's best ever signed driver.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I've not actually tried the titanium, I've only ever tried this one, but I love the feel of this. It's fantastic, and hopefully the acoustics you'll be able to pick up. It's quite windy here today. It's just a really good all-round driver, and it still sits within that bullpen of cheap price. Cheap price being a lot cheaper than modern day drivers.
Probably about 100 to 150 pounds cheaper than the big boys when it came out new.
So sitting, what's it? Retail $399.
I think it retailed at $399. They're probably still holding around there, but with the new releases coming out, that'll probably drop soon.
Yeah, 100%.
They normally drop in year 2.
Yeah, you know, you compare that to, I think the new TaylorMade and the new Ping are sitting around
£6,429.
Yeah, they do take Klarna.
Without shaft.
Yeah, without the head. So alright, let's hit some balls and give you our kind of honest review, or my honest review. Right guys, so yeah, like I said in the intro, the look of this driver is really appealing. It's a matte finish, you've got a nice bit of top line, and then you've got that carbon crown behind the top line. We're obviously hitting range balls here, so there's no numbers. And like I said, it isn't really ideal for me. It's an X Flex, and it's tipped an inch,
excuses.
Is it? Tipped an inch?
Yeah, tipped an inch, yeah.
So let's give it a hit. Like I said, it sits behind the ball, lovely, the really square top line, which is nice. Let's give it a hit. I expect this to go right, because it's X Flex. Have I mentioned that it's X Flex?
Have we mentioned any more excuses? It's not in my spec, it's not my grip, the head's not on at the right angle.
Right, let's see if I can get one down there.
That's all right.
As expected, it had that lovely fade to it. It sounds really good, doesn't it? Really good. I've got to say, I could quite easily and happily game this driver even in these specs. It's beautiful, shelf appeal is fantastic. Let's hit another one. I've managed to keep the T in the ground because I've pured it.
What's the definition of pure these days?
Peak height was about 36 foot, but yeah, it sits really
Exaggerated
nice.
36
Really nice. Let's get another one. Try and get it going a bit higher.
Alright!
I'm not overly disappointed with that one. I only say that because I've hit that quite well. It's launched better. It's going to go right. It isn't my specs. I would have to...
Have we mentioned that it's not your specs?
It's not my specs. I would have to aim left. Right, let's see how the ex-pro YouTuber,
Let's see how a real man is.
a real man, hits this one. I'm expecting... I've seen him in warm-up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm expecting good things. He absolutely rips this driver. So I'm sure he will put shot tracer or something like that in it just for himself.
I'll just make it look better.
Yeah. Let's get there. Guys, as always, don't forget as well to like and subscribe.
To Rick Shields.
Yeah, to Rick Shields, because he hasn't got enough, unfortunately. So I'm quite happy with my 300 subscribers, but Rick's struggling.
To get 3 million.
Yeah, exactly. Right, let's see how Lee gets on.
So when I reviewed this, what actually got me into Wilson was this golf club, because I was absolutely shocked about how good it was, how forgiving it was, considering it's the low spin, pro level driver. It literally did everything I wanted it to do. Distance, forgiveness, and at the time, a lovely draw with it. But now I've gone to a little bit of a fade. Well, unlike Jed, I don't struggle with height. If anything, it can sometimes be a hindrance when it's into wind, but...
Oh, hang on, Lee, I forgot to say, the range is elevated by 15 yards.
Okay.
So I actually hit quite a lot higher than you see.
Oh, right, okay. So, what I love about this, not only is the sound, but it feels phenomenal when you've got it.
Yeah, nice shot, mate.
There it is.
There it is.
It's
There it is,
just
ladies and gentlemen.
So, for me, it's so not just forgiving, but repetitive.
Yeah.
Like it's the only driver I've had over all the years where I can sit over comfortably and actually swing at it.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the others, you kind of get a bit steery because you're like, oh, God, what way is it going to go today? No matter what I do, I know this club is going to go left to right. So worst case is it will finish just left of the fairway. Best case, it fades onto the fairway. And because of that sort of confidence with it, I can literally just swing as hard as I want at it.
There we go.
Like that. I just know it's coming back every single time.
It's a pleasure to see, mate. It really is. Right, guys, so as you've seen there, Lee's just absolutely showing you a clinical in how to actually hit this driver.
Stop it.
Yes, sorry, he's actually blushing behind the camera.
You only edited it that way.
Yeah, edit that out. Right, like we said though, I mean, we're repeating ourselves quite a lot, but it really is that good. So what they've done fantastic, in my opinion, is only brought out a couple of heads. They, you've got other brands, I won't mention them, but they bring out driver after driver.
Totally made in Callaway.
Yep, there we go. And they bring out heads designed for weight at the back, weight at the front, low spin, high spin, this, that and the other. Wilson have kept it quite simple. They've stripped it right back. They've got the game improvement head, and as you can see, the weight's still at the back. It's going to offer high MOI, good centre of gravity. It's going to offer a nice amount of forgiveness, and this is the better player one. Now the titanium head is a bit more hill bias, like we mentioned, so for your slicers out there, technically your higher handicappers, we see higher handicappers generally slicing the ball. It's going to help with them shots coming back. I think keeping it that simple makes your options a lot easier. You've got two drivers, you've got two very, very good drivers. Let's try and hit another couple and give you my conclusion on this fantastic bit of equipment. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I've hit that pretty well. We've got that fade bias that I'm getting with this. But
it's not his spec, by the way.
It's not my spec, by the way. It's a bit, yeah, Did I mention that it's X-Diff? I'm not sure. We'd have to look back in the video with that one. But what I do love as well, I think Lee mentioned it earlier, it's in its second year of manufacturing now. They're not bringing out drivers every 6 months like we do see. For something that's 2 years old, still maintaining that lower price point, it's as good as anything. Now, you'll have seen in my recent videos, I've recently tested out a new TaylorMade QI10.
The worst name in golf.
Yeah, the worst name in golf, and I did actually mention that in the video.
What is it? Quest for inertia 10.
Quest for inertia 10, yeah, but they're...
What a rubbish name.
And they've got that all over their models, so the low spin is still Quest for inertia 10, which don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a fantastic club. Really good. Wilson, I think they're going up where they belong, where they used to be. They once were an absolute giant in the name of golf, in the game of golf. They were fantastic, and I think they're getting there. We've done a review on Lee's channel. In the link description, I will put that in on the Wilson Dynapowers. We've got to be doing a lot more work together, so keep your eye out. But Wilson Dynapower, let's finish with Lee hitting it. Let's see what you can do. Come on, mate. Let's step on one.
I'm going to do a left foot lift off.
Left foot lift up, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever that means. Go on, let's see this.
I've not done this for years because I got slated. Left foot lift up. Smash it.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying. I can literally just go at it and I know what it's doing every single time. And there's not many clubs that can do that for you.
No. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. I mean, Wilson Dynapower, I think Lee loves it, don't you?
Oh yeah, that's why I play it.
That's why you play it. We've mentioned before, it's just a fantastic club. It really is. Don't dismiss it when you're trying out clubs this year. If you're putting any new driver in the bag, this is right up there. You know, we haven't got numbers, we haven't got any tech today, but I'm assuring you now that thing is as good as anything I've tried ever. Potentially, probably for me, the best driver of last year, or the most underrated driver of last year anyway. We've got a lot more to see this year in terms of releases, so stay tuned on the channel, a lot more reviews coming up. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Wilson Dynapower, thank you for watching, see you next time.